Hello, Year 6. I hope you've had a great half-term break and that you've enjoyed the weather. This is just a really quick video to set up some of the stuff that you're doing this week because I didn't want you to feel left out. I made one for the Year 5s, so I thought I'd better make one for you. So the first few days of this week are focusing on using mental strategies to multiply by some different numbers. So you can see here on the screen, I've got 5, 20, 6, 4, and 8. And there's lots of different ways to multiply. We know that, and we're quite good at it, all right? So it's good to practice. So this week's mostly about practicing those things and just reminding ourselves, right, how do I multiply by 5 quickly if it's a big number? So you can see here, 84, if I'm going to multiply 84 by 5, I can't really do my 5 times table. So maybe I can do 84 times 10, and then I half it, all right? So you can see that all here. And these are all your learning reminders. And so you can have a look at these again, all right? So I know that 5 is half of 10. So when I multiply something by 10, I can half it to find out what that thing was, multiplied by 5. And the same is true of timesing by 20. You could do lots of different ways. You can double it and times it by 10, or if you know it times 10, you can then just double it. So you can see here there's a few other examples of quickly. That should be a really fast thing, shouldn't it? Multiplying by 5 and 20 should be really quick because multiplying by 10, we know, is really, really, really easy. We don't add a 0, remember that. We move the number along the place value chart that always sits in our head, all right? So you can see that's multiplying by 5 and 20. And then there's, let's see if this works. Great. There's also multiplying by 6. It's a little bit harder, all right? A little bit more tricky. You could just break the thing up and do 4 times 6 and 3 times 6 if you're quite good. So here we've got 43 times 6 that we're trying to work out, okay? Or you could do times it by 3 and double it. I think it's up to you. For me, mentally, timesing by 6 is an interesting challenge, I think, but it's possible. You should be able to hold those numbers in your head. You should definitely be able to multiply something by 3, because then you just double it and add it again. Perhaps that's how they've done that, or maybe they've held 120 and then 9, and then they've just doubled it, all right? So the answer to 43 times 6 is 258. So it's worth having a go at some of those different things, all right, and thinking about how you can do this. And then the last one to look at is multiply by 8. And we know that when we multiply by 4, we double and double again. So when we multiply by 8, we can actually just double 3 times, double, double, and double again. All right, so you can see that here, 43 times 8, I double it to 86, I double it again to 172, and then I double it one more time to 344. All right, and they've broken it down with a partitioning method at the bottom here to do the same thing. All right, and you don't have to do that all in your head. You might be able to hold those numbers in your head, 86 and then 172 and then 344, or you might just want to jot them down. You might want to write the 86 and then the 172 and then the 344. So the activities that you've got today and over the next couple of days are all about doubling, doubling, and doubling again, or multiplying by 10 and halving, or doing different mental methods, that's quite hard to say, to get yourself quickly multiplying stuff. And then later this week, there's some cool stuff on patterns. I'm excited about the patterns work, and I'm going to upload a little video soon about those patterns as well, where there's some investigations, there's some interesting things, and we'll even get to thinking about the golden ratio, which is pretty cool, to be honest with you. So I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully this is helpful and gets you going and gets you started. Do some good maths this week, team. See you soon.